So Living Water is a 10-year partnership between New Zealand's Department of Conservation and Fonterra. We started thinking about and talking about the partnership in 2012.
The majority of native biodiversity in New Zealand is found either on public conservation land or on farms. And in particular, when it comes to freshwater biodiversity, farms is an area that we really need to put in a lot of work. We couldn't do without Fonterra and without farmers, and farmers couldn't do it without us, so it was a natural partnership.
You know, between the two organisations, we are land stewards of about 40% of New Zealand's whenua. And you go, so in that sense, if we couldn't work together and find some kind of shared vision, then it was, you know, what's the point? Other people probably couldn't do it either. So I know that was a challenge right at the start.
A lot of the challenges that we face in the space have that upfront difficulty. And I think what's important is that we walk towards those tough situations, right? Because we may be sitting on a different side of the fence as to how it is that we need to go about achieving what we need to achieve. But the majority of us are here for the same thing, which is about a better New Zealand. And if we can work together to find the right solutions and co-create them based on that common value set, then we can get the outcomes that we need.
Yeah. And I think the value stuff was really interesting because you kind of think, are you on opposite sides of the fence, literally? But I think when we started as well, there was this sense that Doc has this team of amazing rangers on the ground. We have a team of amazing farmers on the ground. So it wasn't just going to be a policy discussion. It was actually Living Water was about how do we do this in practice? And it was really kind of pragmatic. And I think that's what we've seen after 10 years, is all of these very practical solutions and lessons learned for everyone.
How we go about doing the work is often more important than what we do. The challenges that can appear and emerge within an initial collaboration can sometimes prevent you from wanting to walk toward that. But in reality, unless we work together, unless we collaborate, we're never going to get the outcomes that we need across the entirety of the country.
We've trialled heaps of things. We've got amazing scientists in New Zealand that have supported our mahi, but you know, and are looking at this land and water and biodiversity and climate crisis. But I think one of those big kind of piece of advice that I would give after Living Water is that don't forget the social processes, don't forget the people and that connection of, you know, I see our rangers and our farmers, they really care about each other. They've been working together for 10 years. And actually how, like you say, how we go about this is just as important as those, you know, technical shiny solutions or plans or technology, but that real social process and how we're going for the same things and that we can understand each other, really understanding. And that actually is a science, it's social science, it is a process. And, you know, so moving forward, I think we need to fund and support that type of mahi, not just the technical.
As a country, we need to erase the disconnect between people, nature and the economy. And actually, while that can seem like a big leap, it's actually really intuitive for a lot of New Zealanders, particularly farmers who are living in the landscape. You know, being a part of nature, being immersed in and needing to respond to nature and natural forces is part of their everyday way of life. And for New Zealanders that get a lot of their well-being from being in nature, again, the same thing, right? It's really connected to who it is that they are. And as a country, being reliant on nature for our economy and for our reputation, again, it's really essential. And so while it can seem like a big leap, you walk towards those tough conversations and those tough challenges, and together we can find the solutions.
Yeah. I'm pretty excited about what could happen over the next 10 years.
Indeed.
It's been a great start and lots of lessons learned, but I think, you know, together we've kind of figured out a bit of a pathway forward, which is really exciting.
Absolutely.